Is your pilot bringing home bed bugs? Here's how to avoid them when you or they travel. Welcome to the Pilot Wife Podcast. I'm your co-captain, Jackie Ulmer. I've been a pilot wife for over 3 decades, and I cannot imagine any other lifestyle. Yes, there's no doubt it's a mix of turbulence and blue skies, but what life isn't? I'm here to bring you the best that the aviation life has to offer. And if you want the Pilot Wife Survival Guide and Checklist, go to pilotwifechecklist.com. Now, stow your baggage, strap in, and let's unpack the Pilot Wife life. I'm Jackie Ulmer. Welcome back to the Pilot Wife Podcast. Be sure to grab the checklist over at pilotwifechecklist.com and visit my YouTube channel at Travel Life by a Pilot Wife. I will link those in the show notes. Okay, so here are some tips, and maybe you have others, so please feel free to share with me. Tip number 1, when you arrive home, do not unpack your suitcases right away if you can avoid it, or pack it so that anything you absolutely need, you can pull out right away and use, like a toiletry kit or something like that. But your clothing, which is most often where bed bugs are going to lurk, you want to leave contained inside the suitcase. If you have a garage where you can leave it in the garage, or perhaps put it in a bathtub, because obviously the slippery consistency, if you will, of the bathtub is going to prohibit them from a lot of movement. So if you can delay unpacking your suitcase, do so. Another tip that you can do is wash your clothes right away. So when you get home, leave your suitcase out in the garage or put it in the bathtub, unpack it, sort your clothes, put them in the laundry right away, and ideally wash on hot water and dry in the dryer. Now, ladies, I know if you're like me, I have a lot of delicates. I very seldom use hot water except maybe for whites, but I feel like any amount of water is better than none at all. And you might even throw some essential tea tree oil into your dispenser with your soap in the laundry. And then, of course, you can air dry them. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's a little warmer here typically, but a lot of times I will air dry my clothes outside again, just to allow them to release or whatever if they're there. Now, I'm going to tell you personally, that was me knocking on wood. I have not ever experienced bed bugs personally. So I'm sharing this based on tips that I've gathered, horror stories that I've heard from other pilot wives, pilots, and aviation professionals. All right, so that's it with the laundry. Now, when you're in the hotel, when you get to a hotel room or even an Airbnb, wherever you're staying, whatever you do, avoid the tendency to place your luggage on the floor. If there's a credenza, if there's one of the luggage racks, if there's anything like that, use that versus the floor. And then keep your suitcase closed as much as possible. So when you get there, don't just open up your suitcase and leave it, and especially if it's on the floor. Now, I know we have a tendency to do that, but I'm just giving you suggestions on some ways to avoid these bed bugs. Now, also avoid dressers and drawers in hotel rooms, because you don't know who was there before, and cleaning staff don't often have that as a high point in their cleaning process. So hang your clothes as much as possible versus using drawers. Now, I like to travel with essential oils and my little spray bottle. Essential oils are great. So you can, spray the room, spray the bed. Peppermint, lavender, tea tree oil, eucalyptus, and clove. Those are 5, just right off the bat, 5 essential oils that are a deterrent for not only bed bugs, but also other bacteria. So keep that in mind. I always travel with my little sprays and I use them. I even put them on my hands, dab them all around my face, and just to ward off any kind of germs, but certainly bed bugs. Now, ideally, hard side luggage works better than soft side, again, for preventing them. It just makes sense, right? Their little claw things can't get up the hard side luggage as easily as it can grip to soft side luggage. Consider using packing cubes for your clothing, especially once you've used it. Stuff it in the packing cube, zip it up, or even airtight plastic bags that you can Ziploc. I don't love to use plastic. If you've followed me at all over at lowertoxiclife.com and my Lower Toxic Life YouTube channel, you know that I try to avoid toxins as much as possible. And the BPAs and other microplastics in plastic bags are not something I like to use. But hey, you do you. I'm just throwing that out there. And then also travel with cotton balls. So you can soak your cotton balls in your essential oils and place them around certain areas. You can place them around in the nightstand, the bed area, your pillow before you go to sleep, and certainly your luggage and your suitcase as well. All right, so those are just some tips for you to immediately think about avoiding those bed bugs. What ideas do you have? Share them over at pilotwifepodcast.com. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel, and I will see you on the next flight. Do you ever find yourself on the struggle bus with relationships, career, or life in general? I'm a mindset and peak performance coach, helping women rediscover their own sense of identity and purpose, avoid turbulence, and put their own oxygen mask on first. Together, we work to get you out of autopilot and create a better flight plan for life and relationship success. As a pilot wife for over 30 years, I've navigated thousands of miles and moments in aviation, mommyhood, business, and life in general. I would love to offer you a free call to see if I might be able to help you too. You can go to coach.pilotwifepodcast.com. And if you have a topic suggestion or a story to share on the show, go to ask.pilotwifepodcast.com. And of course, you'll find all of this at resources.pilotwifepodcast.com. Please take a moment to review and rate the show on whatever your favorite podcast app is. This helps the show get found by others who need what we have here. And you might win some fun swag for your troubles. I'll see you on the journey, and thanks for listening.